I am Dr. Ray Dykes, and this is the Personal Faith Program. This podcast is about baptism, what it is and what it isn't, the truth about it and the misconceptions that are out there about baptism. The baptism is built on the baptism of Jesus. There's the story of the baptism of Jesus by John the Baptist. But it's not John the Baptist's baptism that is Christian baptism. It is Jesus' baptism that is Christian baptism. And Jesus' baptism is the paradigm of Christian baptism. Let's look at the story of Jesus' baptism. It says that when Jesus had been baptized by John in the river Jordan, as he came up out of the river, suddenly the heavens were opened to him, and he saw the Spirit of God descending like a dove and alighting on him. And a voice from heaven said, "This is my Son, my beloved, with whom I am well pleased." Now that's the whole piece, and that piece is filled with symbolism. First of all, the water of the river Jordan, in biblical terms, is so symbolic of life and entry into life. It in one sense stands for the Red Sea, because after the Israelites had, in the story, had crossed out of Egypt into the Sinai desert, across the Red Sea, and then they crossed over the river Jordan into the Promised Land. It's an entry point, and so the river Jordan is there. John is there at the river Jordan, like Elijah was there at the river Jordan. But it symbolizes life and newness of life. And then secondly, there's this image of God ripping open the dome of the sky. You see, they had a concept back in those days of a dome, and God was above the dome. Part of the time was under the dome and so forth, but usually was above the dome. And God is so anxious to get to Jesus, to express his love and claiming Jesus, that he rips open the sky. It's a violent verb in Greek. Ripped open the dome of the sky, anxious to reach to and express love for the one being baptized. And this was symbolized by the dove. The dove is the life breath of God. Holy Spirit, life breath of God, descending upon the one being baptized. But the most important thing about Jesus' baptism is that there's the voice of God from the heavens. Now you have to remember that God had been present, so present in the Old Testament, but then in the New Testament, God is only speaks on two occasions. And one occasion is baptism, the other occasion is at the Transfiguration on the Mount. And God says the same thing on both occasions, essentially the same thing. And this magnificent sentence that comes out of this is, "You are my child, and I love you unconditionally." And that's really the point of baptism, is being claimed by God. You are my child, and I love you unconditionally. That's powerful stuff. We need to know that we are claimed unconditionally. Martin Luther, the great reformer, was said to say on his worst days, "But I was baptized, but I was baptized," meaning I've been claimed by God, and what else matters? I've been claimed by God. And so this is the meaning of baptism. Now, misconceptions about baptism. People use baptism as a an initiation rite into the Christian faith. Was Jesus being initiated into the church? No. And if Jesus is the paradigm of baptism, why should that be considered as an initiation rite? Some people say that it's being baptism is efficacious for salvation, meaning it has to take, unless you're baptized, you're not saved. Was that what was going on with Jesus at the River Jordan? I don't think so. People in the Presbyterian Church, the rule is that ministers have to get the approval of sessions in order to baptize anyone. Did John the Baptist get permission from a session to baptize Jesus? Did Paul get permission of a session to baptize the very, very few people that he baptized? The misconceptions about baptism. I am no longer a Presbyterian minister. And one of the reasons was that in this program, the Personal Faith Program, people have asked me to be baptized who were not members of churches. And so I have baptized people in cattle ponds. I've baptized people in swimming pools, in backyards, with all the family present. And this because I believe that whoever wants to be baptized should be baptized. I think it's a wonderful event when we symbolize the presence of God and the claiming of God to the person being baptized. You are my child, and I love you unconditionally. If you're watching this and you live locally here in Oklahoma City and you want to be baptized, call me. I'll baptize you wherever and whenever you want to be baptized. It's an important claiming ceremony. It doesn't hold any, it's not efficacious for salvation. It is a beautiful, powerful, symbolic act of the claiming of the person by God. Now, let me just say that if you have been watching these podcasts and you enjoy them and you would like to participate and contribute to the ministry of the Personal Faith Program, we invite you to do that. You can send a check to the Personal Faith Program at 9205 Lansbrook Lane, Oklahoma City, 73132. If you would like one of our books that we have written, we invite you to, they're $10, flat fee, $10, postage and handling on top of that. And you can do that by calling us at 405-728-2833. 405-728-2833. Order a book. One of the books, Personal Faith with a Passion, is the only textbook in Christianity. The only textbook dealing with faith, systematic faith development, helping you understand what you personally believe. It's the only one available. There's another one on Mark, Matthew, and Luke. The Synoptic Gospels. It's a theoretical history of the writing of the Synoptic Gospels. It's very educational for you. My wife Donna has written a book, and I contributed to it, called Dancing on the Buckle of the Bible Belt. And all those books are $10 each, plus shipping and handling. I hope that this has been a helpful podcast for you. And look at the other podcasts to find a subject that you may find helpful and that you may need. See you later.